And once again, I would like to basically welcome everybody to the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network, UKCIC. And today is our first quarterly general meeting, 18th of February, 2023. And we are live on Facebook. So I would like to say once again, thank you for joining us from wherever you're joining us from. As you can see, I would like to see everybody's faces, if you don't mind. And it's one of those things that we like to know some people. Please, if you're joining us, wherever you're joining us, you can put your name and where you're joining us from, and that will be much appreciated. I've put the agenda for today. That's just a rough agenda for today that we're going to be going through. And once again, I would like to welcome everybody. So every year we normally have a fresh program of events, which includes our meeting and all our events and activities. And as you know, our organization, we're very, there's a lot of activities we have to carry out during the years, and it has been a blessed, for example, last year, 2022 was a great year for us. And we have a lot of organizations that we partner with. But today, obviously, things are changing, within the UK and in Nigeria, and we can only pray to God and Allah to help us. Before we start anything at all, I would like to put everything in the hands of God, because it's very important that everything we do is very important. So I'm going to call upon Ms. Jumoke to give us a prayer. Just a short prayer, and I did that intentionally because I know you can pray for us. So please unmute yourself, because if you can unmute yourself and give us a prayer, please. Thank you very much. You're still on mute. You're on mute.
Yeah. Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Jumoke speaking. So let's just pray for 1 minute. Father, Lord, we thank you for this program, for this gathering, for everyone. Lord, be thou exalted in the name of Jesus. And we commit this meeting to your able hands, O Lord. Father, take absolute control and let everything work according to your plans for us, for the progress of this, NYCN, for the progress of our lives, and for the progress of our nation, in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Holy Spirit. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's this is Jumoke, one of our strongest committee volunteer in the organization. And as you know, our organization is not just a successful organization. Up to date, and proudly, and the people that are within the organization, they're very proud about our organization. Our organization survives on volunteer, survives on donations and funding, and that's where we are. Our organization, for those people that don't know much about our organization on the 11th of October 2020, and we operate online. We have Telegram and WhatsApp. We have social media. We have our own app. So if you want to download our own app, you just have to go to Play Store and type in Nigerian Yorkshire. On our platform, we're a Nigerian organization that caters for Nigerian students, families, and businesses all over Yorkshire. Yorkshire is the biggest county in the whole of UK. We have the North, South, East, West Yorkshire, and we have up to like 6 or 7 universities where we have the Nigerian students, NSS students for different areas. So we're very blessed. We're blessed with lovely Nigerian families, individuals, and businesses in Yorkshire, and that is why our organization is surviving. Before I go, please, I want everybody to put their name on the chat so that this is easy for our secretary to do the minute reports, because we have to do a minute report to show that everything is okay. So thank you very much for that prayer. Before we go, we like to always take apologies. Apologies are from people that they really want to be in this meeting, but they're unable to do that. If anybody has got any apologies, please do put it on the chat, or do make sure that you can tell us now. It's very important that we have apologies. We have to go through apologies, because it's one of those things that we have people that wants to be here, but all because of situations or maybe work or family, they are not here. So please, if we can look at the apologies and see If we have any apologies from anyone, please, before we go ahead. Apologies, if we have any apologies, please do let us know. Okay, if there is no any apologies, let me have a look at it. If there's any apologies, please shout it out. It's very important. Yeah. If there's any apologies, please do shout it out. It's very important. It's very important that we. Okay. All right. So if there's no apologies, I'm going to move on to the next. The next one is the. I think on the list it was supposed to be President's brief. Last executive committee minutes. Yes. After the apologies, we have to adopt the last meeting that we had in 2022, and we have to do that so that we can start proper this session, which is the first quarterly NYCM members meeting today. For that, I would like two people to help me to adopt that meeting. If you were in that meeting, please help us to. We're gonna flag the minutes up of the last meeting, and I think we have Mr. Toby. I believe you're in the meeting. Mr. Gbenga is our secretary. You can't adopt it. So if we can get Mr. Toby to adopt it first and Mr. Subai to second it, please, that would be much appreciated. These are the minutes of our last meeting, was held on the 4th of September, 2022. And I believe everybody was issued, all members was issued this meeting. So we need to make sure that we are happy with the minutes before we adopt it officially. So please, if you can have a look at it, I'm going to take it off now. But yeah, Mr. Toby, I believe you're there. I know Mr. Toby is joining us all the way from the south, I guess. Mr. Toby, can you adopt the last minute for us, please? You're on mute. I believe you're on mute. If not, Mr. Subai, is Mr. Subai in the meeting? Mr. Subai?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please, if you can go ahead, let's adopt the minute for the last meeting by your full name and the last meeting minutes that we had, please. The date is there. If I can remind you, the date is very important that we follow the protocols. So that is the date of the meeting. If I can put it there, and you just have to just adopt it, and then I'm going to take it off now. Okay, please go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Subai Kende Peter. I was one of the participants of the last minute. So I hereby adopt the last minute.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Please, if we can release let's see each other's faces. You know, we've not seen each other. I mean, some people have not even seen them since last year. But we don't know who is behind the scene. Please, it will be really good. And Mr. Toby, if Mr. Toby is there, otherwise, I would let me find someone else. I'm going to go back to the minute. I will be able to get.
Good evening, everyone. I'm just joining for the first time, so maybe it's another Toby you're talking about.
Sorry. Thank you very much for correcting that. Thank you. You're welcome, Mr. Toby, again.
All right.
We have to find someone to adopt, and do we have Mrs. Stephania is there? Mrs. Stephania, please. That would be really good. This Stephania is joining us from Manchester, a true member of our organization. Is this Stephania? You're on mute. I believe you're on mute if you're trying to talk. Mrs. Stephania Florenshaw is our former assistant publicity secretary. All right. We have to adopt before we can move the next minute. Otherwise, let me just see Mr. Toby Alonge, Paul Hamilton, Oluwafemi Adebayo. Mr. Adebayo is on here now. Mrs. Stephania, are you there? Okay. All right. We have to make sure we get someone to adopt the meeting before we go ahead. All right. Okay. Let me just check. Was anybody in the last meeting we had? Okay. Mrs. Jumoke, I think you were in the last meeting. It's Mrs. Jumoke. Were you in the last meeting? This is Stephania. Okay. Mrs. Jumoke. Okay, I'm going to call upon someone basically because I believe that some of you, Mrs. Adekweju, you'll be able to adopt it. Just mention your name. You're on mute. Just mention your name and just say you adopt the last meeting.
Okay, good afternoon. I, Adekweju Olaraja, adopt the meeting.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, now we can move on. We can move on. Thank you very much for that. That's really okay. So the agenda is on there. We're going to pretty much go quickly with the agenda. The next one is the president's brief. As I said, I would like to see people's faces. It will be really good to see people. Very, very good. Please mute yourself if you're not talking. It's very important. Okay, thank you very much. For those people that don't know me, basically, I'm the founder and the president of the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network. My name is Mr. Jace Kolawole. And first of all, I would like to thank God. I would like to thank a lot of our people that have supported us over the years since we started. Our organization has grown a lot in terms of all our activities. We have seen our third party, we're getting more partnership and more funding coming to the organization. Last year, we had a very big event to the extent from January to December, and that event was really spectacular. You know, a lot of people, it contributed to the community. The aims and objectives of our organization is basically to make sure that we help our Nigerian students, families, and businesses in the diaspora in Yorkshire for food, jobs, and accommodation. What do we mean by that? The food we do, we receive food for our third-party supermarkets, Tesco, Asda, Morrison, Booker's, KFC, Nando's, Amara, and all these organizations, they give us free food, and we redistribute that food to a lot of the people in the community within Yorkshire. Our organization is based in Leeds. If people don't know where Leeds is in the in Yorkshire, in the West Yorkshire of United Kingdom on the northern side. So we are in the north of England, and not all the way the north, but we're not far from Manchester, and that is where we're based. But our organization, we cover all the areas of Yorkshire, and we have members, we have committees, we have volunteers all over. So it is a privilege to be working with a lot of people. And as I've said, please let's try and put our name on the chat, because we're going to be able to use that to know people that have attended today. For our secretary, I don't know, maybe our secretary is there today, Mr. Gwenga Shonubi, is our assistant general secretary. And yes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, the man is here. Very good. The man is here from space. Hopefully, you're joining us on space. Maybe one day we'll. So thank you very much.
I'm a bit late.
He's a Nigerian, a true committed Nigerian, to our organization. And Mr. Gwenga is based in Yorkshire, helping out Nigerians. So we have a lot of activities we do. Last year was very successful, and we have volunteers. You know, I would always like to, echo our volunteers that did a very good job, and it's one of those things that I'm always proud of. Whenever we look at volunteers, what they have done for the community, it's very important that we always bring them up, and I'm always happy to show them, to praise them, because volunteering is not easy. It's an unpaid service. And you look at most people that are volunteering, whether it's 30 minutes, 1 hour, it's passion. some people automatically carry themselves to say, they want to contribute, they want to do, without having any motive. So I think they're just like, everybody. I'm a person that I like to volunteer with passion, no matter what, even if it's in the rain. We've seen volunteers that have been with us during the rain, whenever we're packing food, we're doing stuff, and they have families, but they give back to the community, and the Lord will continue to bless you. And we know that we have some of our volunteers have moved to other areas, not because of COS, sponsorship, jobs, and etc. So I'd like to say a very huge thank you, a round of applause for them, please, because the volunteers are there to help us out. And the picture you're looking at is these are the pictures of our end of the year party last year in December, where we were able to honor our volunteers and organizations. We gave them awards, and our third parties, etc., like that. So I would like to say, it's a big thank you to organizations that have supported us, volunteers that have been with us, whenever we need them. And it's one of those things that we should always be proud of from time to time. So I would like to say a big thank you to all the volunteers and organizations and etc. like that. So yeah, going forward, we're going to be moving forward as well as we go ahead. So this year, we have a very big program. It's very important that people know our program. And for those people that have not been able to see where we are with things, I would like to bring up our program of events. We're not going to be too long on the program of events because this is our schedule. It's more or less like our calendar. We issue this out to all our members, committees, so that people can have track, so that people can save on their phone, on their computer when events are coming. Our program of events it tells us when we're doing events. So this is the Nigerian Yorkshire Program of Event 2023, and everything. I believe all of you should have a copy and to know when events are going to be coming up. And some of the dates might be to be advised or weekly. So we're ongoing. We're doing the national enrollment for Nigerians, NIN, and we urge everybody, if you don't have your NIN, please don't delay it, because the NIN now is mandatory. It's a mandatory service that you have to do in order for you to renew your Nigerian passport and etc. like that. So, and even if you go to Nigeria without NIN, you're just going to be paralyzed in everywhere you go. You can't collect contract, you can't use the SIM card. So that's why we're echoing it. So this is our program of events for the year, and it's on our website as well. And we normally post this on our social media. So please do have your time and have a look at them. And we have lots of events again. So, and that is where we are today. So talking about the program of events, we have just been lucky to have funding from an organization. And I would like to say thank you to the Leeds Community Foundation. They have come on board to say that they're going to be sponsoring our Easter projects, summer projects, and Christmas projects. And it's one of those things that we're very lucky. The Leeds Community Foundation is an organization, is a charity organization that works with the government. But again, we work with Leeds Community Foundation. They've given us, this is the third funding they were going to be giving us, and they've seen that what we do is very, very important. And what we do, it benefits the community, and we like to say thank you to them, and etc. So more updates on the Easter project. We're going to be talking about lots of projects. So what I want to do is to use this moment to analyze briefly the what we're doing on the Easter project, because it's very important that we have an understanding. The first project we're doing, it's the trip for young ones and families. So this is the first project we're doing for the Easter. The Easter project, we're going to be doing that. This is families, children are going to be going on holiday, and we're going to be having 4 events. And all those 4 events are going to be taking place. This is one of them. It's the big one. The idea is that we've already booked a 70-seater coach, and we're going to be going to the zoo. I've never been to the zoo, and I want to be able to see animals. Where we're going is the Doncaster Wildlife Zoo Park, where they have up to 400 animals. 400 animals. It's very interesting. I can't wait. And on the 8th of April, that is where we're going. And this is where we're going to be. This is where we're going to be meeting up in Leeds. So I want everybody to take note, because I'm not going to repeat this again. It might be on the platform. So this is where we're going. We're going to the zoo. We're going to be leaving here 8 o'clock on Saturday, and we get there 9 o'clock, and we're going to be there all day till 3 or 4 o'clock. There's lots of activity to be done. Lots of activity there. And I can tell you that because when I went on their website and I spoke to one of their directors, and they actually said that there's so much activity that you're going to be experiencing at the Doncaster Wild Zoo. It's a very, very good area, and it's not only zoo. They have up to 500 acres of land with lots of animals, and lots of stuff for young ones to do. So I don't think that when it comes to the ticket, it's very look at the ticket. The ticket is not expensive, and it's just a chipping. NYCN and our partner, Leeds Community Foundation, will definitely subsidize more than 50%. Remember that is the coach and the zoo. So if we're asking you to pay a token fee, we still have to pay your ticket to get to the zoo. It's a one-day pass ticket for everybody, and I want you all to please, you cannot miss this, because this is one opportunity that normally comes down. So have a look at their website, and you see where we are with that anyway. So the second activity we're going to be doing, and let me try and bring it up. Maybe I can find it. The second activity, and the reason why I want to quickly go through this is basically that just for all of us to have an idea of what is happening on the activities for NYCN. For example, the first activity, which is the Easter project, we have to do. So let me try and see, maybe I can locate the flyer. All right, okay, all right. So that is the second activity, is the Easter Family Fun Get Together at the park. This is happening on the 10th of April at Leeds. So I want everybody to take note. This is Cross Path Flat in Beeston, where we're going to be having lots of bouncy castle. We're going to be having lots of events. There will be Easter egg, there will be bonnets, there will be a DJ. Definitely, we don't miss that. There will be lots of food, fried rice, jollof rice, chicken, the Nigerian stuff, and everybody will be dancing. So, and we have to go through a process to secure the park by putting an application to the Leeds City Council. And so a lot of stuff will be there. So that is one of those activities that will be coming on the 10th. So children that is on holiday, during the Easter, they will have a lot of stuff to do. This is free, by the way. You don't need to do anything. Just come today and come and enjoy yourself. Bring your junior ones. Let them come and do games and make friends, etc. So that is where we are with that. Okay. And the third and the, let me just see. The third and the last one, which is the fourth, because we have 4 events. This is that one. This is a trampoline. This is one of the Easter holidays. I want everybody to remember that our sponsor are sponsoring us a project called the funding actually is called the Healthy Holidays. And what that means is that they want us to organize an event for Easter, summer, and Christmas, and to be able to feed children that are receiving school meals, children and families that are unable to cook healthy food within their family. And those are all those things that we're trying to make sure that everybody understands. So I'm going to put on the lights before I go. Okay, so that is what we are trying to do at the moment. And so the funding is called the Healthy Holidays funding. And the idea is to organize an event. And during that event, we cook food for families, young ones, children, and adults, basically. And they can eat and they will be able to take home and this is why we're mixing it up. So on the 15th of April, which is around the Easter, towards the last week of the Easter, we're going to be doing trampolining activities for young ones, children. And we're going to have a cinema, all of us. So this place, these two events are in the same place, Kirkstall. I know most of you have been there because that is where we play bowling. So we're just going to do trampolining. We take the kids, they will do their jumping, and adults can do. And from there, 4 p.m., we go to the cinema. NYCN will sponsor, and this is free. So NYCN and our organization and the funding organization is free on this activity. They will be paying for the tickets and etc. So that is the Easter project. The summer project, we have lots of activity for the summer. We're going to be going to a seaside. Like last year, we went to Filing, and for some of you that were there last year, that were there with us last year, I don't need to explain basically to you that we had fun. We went to Filing, and it was mind blowing. Everybody had a good time. We were at the seaside. We had Nigerians more than 200, and we went with lots of. We actually went with four vehicles, 4 coaches. Everybody was happy. Everybody had a good time, you know. And to be honest with you, I cannot say I was so happy about all the events, really, which everybody had a good time. There were music. We went with the DJ, Nigerian DJ. There were fried rice, there were jollof rice, there were ice cream, there were fruits, and everybody had their time. So this year we're going to be going to another area, another venue, and basically we're going to be revealing that soon. And please stay tuned with that information. And I can tell you that yeah, we're going to be having a good time this year, and it's one of those things that I want to make sure that we continue to have a good time within the organization. So just to show you where we went last year, so we went to Filing. I think it was a coach that we went, and there were lots of Nigerians. So this was the picture we took. There were lots of people that were in Filing seaside, and a lot. This is after everybody has eaten, that dance. Everybody is tired, and we had a mind-blowing time. That, to be honest with you, I don't know how to put it, but this was the coach trip. We were all in the coach, and you know, it was and this was the 4 coaches that we went, big coaches. These are 70-seaters and 57-seaters. This year we're going to be having big ones, more big ones, and you don't want to miss it. So once the information is out, let's try and get our families to register, you know, and you don't have anything to lose. Within the summer as well, we're going to be doing football. Like last year, we had a Yorkshire tournament football with 15 teams, and that's the Councillor Luke was there to present to us and etc. You know, and it was a very, very good one that we had a good time as well. And again, this summer, let me see what's left again. This summer, we're going to be doing lots of activities for families. And let me try and bring some pictures up. Okay, so this year as well, we're going to be doing lots of swimming. We have funding for swimming lessons. Swimming lessons, you know, for adults or your young ones. We're going to be having a 4-day swimming lessons. We're going to book a place in Leeds where you will come. You just have to come down, come and do the 4-day swimming. Let your young ones come, and we're going to pay for them. We're going to pay for everything, and it's first come, first serve, because we don't have too much tickets on all those things. So you can bring your young ones, let them come and learn swimming lessons for 4 days, and NYCN and Leeds Community Foundation will definitely pay for that. Just before I go ahead, please, if you have any question, please do just hold the question down, and I will call upon you once we get to that stage that you need to ask your question at the AOB. Yeah, so those are the events. We're going to be doing snooker and bowling as well, and other events. And for Christmas, we do snooker and bowling. We're going to be doing end of the year. So I think over the line, we're going to be discussing more about our activity. So finally, I want to make sure that all of us understand volunteering is very important. Volunteering is what holds our organization together. And we would like to make sure that everybody, You know, if you want to volunteer, please go on our website, go on our social media, fill in the volunteering. We need volunteers because we have lots of activity this year. So thank you very much. And so that is the end of my own brief. I think in addition, we're going to be talking more about activities within the organizations. And just to remind everybody, some of our services, we do the NIN enrollment. We help Nigerians with Nigerian passports. If you go on our YouTube or go on our platform, you'll see 13 steps if you want to renew your Nigerian passport. We can help you with that. Yeah, I think let's move on to the next, and let's look at the screen and let's see what we have next on the screen. So the next one is an update. Do we have Mr. Steve here? Mr. Steve? Mr. Steve is in publicity. Mr. Steve. Let's see, maybe he's in. Mr. Steve. Okay. Mr. Steve, okay. So at the moment, we are acquiring more committees and etc. And we're going to be working together again this year on so many projects and etc. What I want to jump on back again is about what is our plan within the organization and what we need to do. Some of the things I've seen over the years, we've had some issues with some Nigerians, you know, in Yorkshire, and this is basically about accommodation issues and etc. And we will try and see what we can do to take it from there. So I'm going to call upon some committees, volunteers that have been with us for more than 6 months to just give us their feedback and their interest. So I'm going to again introduce Mrs. Jumoke. Jumoke is one of our volunteers that joined us. It was in middle or around October. So Mr. Jumoke, just a brief statement from you and about your activities. Just a brief statement, 1 or 2 minutes. You're still on mute.
Some of the activities I was able to partake upon me joining the community, it's what do we call this? The packing of the community champion F project. Yes, exactly. So I was able to partake in that. Then again, also I was able to do a little during the end of the year party arrangements. Turn right, so I have not been able to contribute much to the organization, but as time goes by, I hope God will help me to contribute more.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Right. And we're going to go to Mr. Subai. Mr. Subai, just 1 minute, just your comments on since you've joined NYCN. Mr. Subai, please. You're mute, Mr. Subai. Mr. Subai, are you there? If Mr. Subai is not there, we're going to jump to Mr. Gbenga Shonubi from York. Mr. Gbenga Shonubi, just a 1 minute comment on your activities with NYCS.
Good evening, everyone. Happy weekend. It's nice to have you all here. My name is Gbenga Shonubi. I'm the Assistant General Secretary, Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network. I joined the organization in 2021. Before I was, taken by the president to be in ESCO. I was one of the ambassadors and volunteer in York, Banki Shuwate. We are leading the food share program in York. We started then, Mr. President, in his magnanimity, he used to go around all the city, to give us food weekly and bi-weekly. And I also partook in the Filey Beach, last year. It was wonderful, meeting different family from diverse background. And I also partook in the football tournament, which was wonderful, sportsmanship, We have lots of fun that day, and a lots of games, and there are lots, to gain in this organization. Whenever you have, give us a mail, or you call Mr. President, and we'll try and do what we make you, be rest assured that okay in this organization. For now, let me give someone else an opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to bring on whoever is around. Let me just see. Mrs. Dorcas. Is Mrs. Dorcas in the room? Mrs. Dorcas. I'll bring Miss Adekweju. Miss Adekweju online. Please, let's try and see your faces now. Please, we need to see your faces. Even if I walk around your streets, I won't even know when you go by myself. Miss Adekweju, please. I know that you've just joined us was it this year, beginning of this year? So please go ahead. Why did you join us and why did you want to volunteer for us?
Okay. I just like to volunteer. I do volunteer work back at my home country, and when Jumoke introduced this organization to me, I actually wanted to do a bit of a lot of things. So I was also present at the end of year party, and so I, even without being a volunteer, actually helped with several other things. I'm just the kind of person that likes to do things, so I think.
Thank you.
And then I really wanted to help out with the organization, basically.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. A round of applause. I will give them a round. You see, I normally say something that we can have volunteers. There's a difference between volunteers and passionate volunteers. When you're passionate about something, you keep on doing it, and that's why we're very lucky to have you. Thank you very much. Let me see, who else have I not? Mr. Steve is not here. Mr. Steve is not here. Let me see. Mrs. Stephania is one of our former assistants, publicity secretary. I believe she's on mute. Okay. I think who else again? Mr. Oluwasuji. Mr. Oluwasuji. Mr. Oluwasuji. Are you there? CG, Mr. Oluwasuji, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Just say a bit. Just say a bit. How did you manage to get into our organization? Just give us 1 or 2 minutes.
Actually, I'll be one of the beneficiary of this great association. I don't even know where to start, because the little time I met Mr. President, what he has done, I am short of words to express my gratitude. For many people that don't know much about me, when I got to this country, less than 2 weeks or 3 weeks, my wife gave birth to a set of twins here, and coming to a country that you are new, you don't know anybody, the stress. But to my surprise, Mr. President came through, and he took the burden off me. And since then, I don't really know how to appreciate, what he has done, for me and my family. And I felt that being one of the passionate volunteer in this association is a little way for me to give back, to what this association and Mr. President have been able to do, for me and my family. So I just joined the association, late last year, and I've benefited a lot, from this. And I hope that my participation in this reputable organization will continue as far as I'm concerned. So that is all for now, Mr. President. That is all.
Thank you very much. Thank you. As I said, there's so many volunteers that the way we met them was a situation where in the circumstances that we have to and it's not Mr. President for me. Is I don't know why this organization. There was an idea that I really wanted to help, because I've been in the Nigerian community executive for 10 to 15 years. I was the director of project for Nigerian community leads. I was the social secretary and general secretary for Nigerian Community Bradford, called NCAM. And I was the social secretary for NANS, National Association of Nigerian UK Communities. And when I finished there, I decided that I want to carry on my good cause by creating my own organization that will benefit the community, which is a community interest. And that was why. And our organization, I can tell you today, our Telegram, our WhatsApp, when we sum the people down there, people come there, we tell them to join. If they don't like it, they can leave. We're going to be going to up to 1,600, 700 in combination of Telegram members and WhatsApp. We're going to 1,700, and people are still joining every day. People are still joining every day, because at the end of the day, and the reason when I told people, when I did this Japa video, which I'm going to be talking about soon, is that we created this organization because we want to continue to help Nigerian students, families, and businesses. We've seen situations where our Nigerian students and families, they come to it, they were unable to get help, and they need support. They need support and etc. And the organization was created. So this is our main priority now. When Nigerians are coming from overseas, we want them to come, because I know that I did Japa video 1, 2, 3, and 4 is to help Nigerians to say the warning is there, the advice is there, but if you want to bring your family, how do you come? In the next couple of weeks and months, I want to carry on with that Japa message. And what I'm going to be doing is teaching on the YouTube Nigerians that are coming to this country how to live in the UK, how to live in terms of finances, in terms of settling up. That is exactly what we need to do. And for me, I said it on the YouTube video. I'm not doing it because of rating. I don't even use social media. It was an idea that how do I send this message out? When I've spoken to the Nigerian High Commission London, the head of consular and welfare, we spoke and they said, Mr. James, when you come to London, please, let's come and sit down with the ambassador. Let's come and sit down to see. I was saying that how can I get this message out to Nigerians back home? That there are dangers here. The UK of today is not of yesterday, 5 years ago, 10 years, or 20 years. I have to be very honest with you. Our Nigeria is a lovely country, but the problem we're having in Nigeria is bad management, bad leaders. So if you have to come to this country, yes, please, you're welcome. We are here to support you. We are like a foundation. So for example, if you come to Yorkshire, and let's say if you're about to leave Nigeria and you're about to, once you get in contact with us, we will add you onto our platform. We'll start talking to you. We'll start discussing about accommodation. We'll start telling you that this is the way. I will give you an example of a Nigerian. 5 families that were coming from Abuja. The husband was working in the federal government. And what happened is that they started talking to us and we started helping them. We liaised with them with accommodation and etc. And even when they were about to pay to that agent, I said, please pay into our business account and let us pay to that agent so that we can have traceability. Whenever they talk about the agent, we will check them out before we say, hey, please be careful and etc. And so that is how we've been helping Nigerians. So we call it the NYCN Meet and Greet Service, where we help Nigerians to come in. Once they come in, then once they're in, they will go and collect their BRP. Then we'll start referring them to jobs if they can get a job and etc. Both of them. And before they settle down, we do our food share program. We give families, free food parcel on a week or the 2 weeks basis. We can help family until they settle down. That is the way we help Nigerians. So we want to make sure that we carry on that process, and at the end of the day, that is our priority anyway. So thank you very much, Mr. Suji, for that. Mrs. Stephania is still there. So what I want to do is basically that if there is any of our volunteers that are on here that wants to talk or introduce themselves, please do let us know, because we want to let everybody. Otherwise, we are going to try and jump on the main aspects to make sure that, as I said, the Jackpot video that I did was basically to help Nigerians, because we were making sure that Nigerians are going through a lot in terms of what they need to do, you know, and how they can survive in the UK. It's very, very important that we have that idea. So I'm going to try and quickly play a video, and that video is to make sure that we start, because I've invited a lot of people that have joined that have joined the Jackpot video stuff, because, and I said I want to try and see how we can answer some of their questions, and yeah, you know, it's one of those things that I really want to do. Just bear with us. Let me see, maybe I can bring the video up. If I can bring it up, we're just going to play a short clip of the video, and to make sure that we have an understanding of what needs to be done. And I'm not going to play it too long, but let's see, maybe we can get it streamed up. Okay, just bear with us. Fellow Nigerians. So I'm going to bring this up. This is just and after this, basically, I'm going to talk about the Jackpot video, and we will allow people to ask questions on NYCN activity, general meeting, or etc. So please, let's see.
Nigerians in Yorkshire, in the UK, and back home in Nigeria. This is Jackpot project for pandemic, and the reason why we've called this Jackpot project pandemic, because this is a pandemic that is going around for our Nigerian families, individuals back home. Now, the situation is that, as you all know me, my name is Mr. J. Skolawole. I'm the founder and the president of the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network, UKCIC Group, in the diaspora, in Leeds, in West Yorkshire. The areas we cover in our organization is North, South, East, and West Yorkshire. If your university is not there, basically, the advice is for everybody anyway. But if your university is coming to Yorkshire, and when I say Yorkshire, Sheffield Hallam, Sheffield, Leeds, Bradford, York, Hull, Huddersfield, Halifax, Harrogate, Grimsby, and if you're coming as a Nigerian family, not coming to study, we cover the whole of Yorkshire. Please do contact us by admin@nycn.org.uk.
Okay. So what
So it's admin@nycn.org.uk.
Please, wherever you're calling from, you've listened to our video, Jackpot video 1, project 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th one. Please don't. So what we're trying to do there is basically just to have an idea what we're going to be talking about. If we're going to start with questions, and a lot of people have watched the video, the Jackpot video 1, 2, 3, and 4. Please, I want to urge everybody, if you have questions on the Jackpot video, you just have to limit your question to 1 minute. We will try and give you an answer. I want you to understand that I myself and the organization, we're not experts, but we have lived there for a long time. As I've said, I was born in this country and I came back and I spent like 10 to 15 to 20 years now. And I know that there's no way, even if I close my eyes, I know how things are working in the UK. We want to try and share with you, if you're bringing your family, if you have a family, etc. like that, how do you bring them? How do you manage your finances, etc.? Living in the UK is different from Nigeria. It's totally different. You know, when you have 3 kids, as I said in the video, now you're just rushing, you're rushing, you and your husband, etc., maybe your husband, and you just got down there, you've not talked about how to look after the kids. Who's going to be looking after the kids? Who's going to be working? Who's not going to be working? There is no house help here. If you have 3 kids, you get to UK, you have your BRP, The student, who's the student, either the husband or the wife, is only allowed to do 20 hours a week. The husband can do as so many hours. Let's, for example, the wife is going to school. The husband has to start working. Who's going to be looking after the kids? All those things we need to address. So please, if you want to ask questions, raise up your hands, use the Zoom link, and we'll start taking questions. Please, if there's any question on our event, on our NYC activity, please do raise up your hands. And if there's any community leaders, either Kanuk, I know that I invited my chair, Mr. Ayo Akinfe, and that's our chairman for Kanuk, Central Association of Nigerian UK Communities. I've invited them. I've invited the head of consular and welfare and in the Nigerian High Commission, London, Mr. Abubakar Salam. I don't know, maybe he's in the room, but yeah, please let's carry on. Mr. A. King, please. If we need to see your face. If you can ask your question, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I hope you can all hear me.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my name is Akinwumi King. I'm a student of Sheffield Hallam University here in Sheffield.
Thank you.
I've had the opportunity to speak with Mr. President once. Actually, this is my first time of participating in this meeting.
You're welcome.
And I hope I will subsequently, I'll be able to join, the subsequent meetings. Yeah, actually this question is kind of personal, but I believe there will be some others in this meeting who will fall in the same category. I, as a person, apart from the normal job that we do as probably as student or as dependents, we all have what we do. Some of us have jobs that we do, but at our free times, there are other things we would love to do, but we've not had the opportunity to be doing this. Like, for instance, I'm into music. I do music on part-time. So I've been looking for a band that I can join. I play some instruments. I do sound engineering. So I've been looking for bands that I can, work with. So I don't know if there is a way the association can come in this regards. So that's my own question. That's why I said it is personal. So I don't know, but I believe there are others who also fall in the same category. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akiwumi, if I got that right. So I can see that your question, again, this is one of our students. Thank you very much for attending today. I know that your president of Sheffield Hallam, Mrs. Blessing, and your general secretary, Mr. Ahmed Taiwo, we communicate with them a lot, and we're even planning to see how we can arrange some food to be delivered to Sheffield Hallam, hopefully in the next couple of days or week, etc. So thank you very much. So basically, having the talent, being a band, there is always a way, because we have people that they're needing band. What I don't understand in your question is that, do you want to join a band as for an organization or anybody to get paid, or you want to volunteer? And the reason why I'm saying that is that we have lots of churches all over Yorkshire, in Leeds, in Bradford. They're always looking for a band. They're always looking for people, someone that can press a piano, etc. like that. And even, I know in our church, I attend Bridge Community Church, we have lots of people that they join the choir to do a band. And we have some organizations, even some churches, that they've approached me to say, if I see any of our students or any Nigerians that can play piano or guitar or etc., they don't mind paying them some hourly rates, etc. So that was why that I was trying to clarify, are you looking to just practice, or you're looking for a paid being a band? Because obviously where we get most of those things is in a church. I can give you an example that we have a band in Bradford, and is Mr. Michael. They have a band that during our end of the year, they actually performed, and they have a band now. And if it's only you at the moment, I think it will be good for you to have a group of the band, and so that you can start attending whenever anybody is doing any ceremony, Nigerian ceremony. You can put yourself out there, and people will know you. Does that answer that question? Please.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, for the church, it's not a problem if there's a church looking for instrumentalists. Well, it will now depend if it is the instrument I can play. I don't mind. Then for the live band that you just mentioned now, the one belonging to Mr. Michael, I don't know. I don't know what the size of the band is. I'm looking for that kind of a band, you know, they go to events to perform, they go to parties to perform. I'm very much more interested in that kind of a band. So if I can get that, I wouldn't mind.
Yes, I think we can always do that. Mr. Michael, they have their band in Bradford. I think they're one of the church bands. But what we can do is that if you can tag along with me, at the end of maybe tomorrow or at the end of the day, just drop me a message and just remind me that you are the one that is seeking. Remember that you're in Sheffield Alarm. Even over there in Sheffield, there are Nigerian churches. You just have to look for the Nigerian churches, and most of them, they always welcome a band in their choir because every church. So thank you very much for that. Can I bring in Mr. Ola Shile, please? Please, before we go ahead, we want everybody to put their name on the chat where they're joining us from. It's very important so that we can do a report. And if you have any question, please, this is an opportunity for you to raise your hand now. Please, Mr. Olachile, please go ahead.
All right, yeah, good evening. Many thanks to you, sir, for the privilege and opportunity. I really do appreciate. However,
please, can we have your full name, please?
Olashile.
Olashile, thank you. Go ahead. Where are you joining us from?
I'm joining from Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Which state?
Yeah. Lagos State.
God bless you. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So I follow up on your programs on your Japa programs on YouTube 1 to 4. And then I can really say it's really commendable. It's really a laudable thing to do. But at the same time, some people, you know, we individuals, we read meanings to a whole lot of things. We don't see things in the same perspective. Some see it in different views or in different angles. That's why they sometimes due to tantrums, we call it now, trolls.
Yeah. May I ask you, sir, to help us to increase your volume, your voice, so that we can hear you? Thank you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I said so. It's because of the fact that they read so many meanings to things, as well as they normally take things out of context sometimes. That's why there are a lot of tantrums or trolls on social media, particularly a particular goal or a particular thing said by a particular person. I'm also understanding the fact. I do love the program. I also understand all what you discussed in all the videos. However, a lot of people, including myself, are frustrated in this country. A lot of people are going through a lot, particularly in this present dispensation of this Naira crisis and the rest of them, that a lot of people are really going through. Something that we were not even there when the problems of the country started. They started inflicting pains and sorrows on the normal citizens of the country. It's not fair in any way. There are ways we could have curbed this menace or this particular situation, if at all you want to do it. That's if the whole thing hasn't been sabotaged already. So my take now is that for single people who are single looking at getting married in the next 2 to 3 years, what advice do you have for them that wants to come to the United Kingdom? So basically, that's just
okay. Thank you. So if I can air your question, thank you very much. Yes, you see, I don't know what made me to start doing the Japa video. So whenever, as a leader here, I work with committees and executives, we get lots of issues that Nigerians have run into. And these are our Nigerian students and families that they've come to the country. You know, I mentioned in the JAPA video for that there was a Nigerian that all of a sudden just went on Facebook, saw this landlord, and the landlord said, please, if you can pay for 6 months or etc. like that. And he paid £7,500, and that person disappeared. What happened is that all because people are desperate and frustrated. Yes, we do know that. It's one of those things that we need to understand. Okay, I got back to this country, maybe roughly in 1998, and the UK was still okay at that time. And a lot of people that were coming, the reason why the door has now been opened for Nigerians is not because the UK government has Brexited out of Europe, and they're trying to find a way to make money. I've never seen a situation where they will give visa to the wife or husband, and they will give visa to all of them. The fact that the UK has opened that visa is a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm not going to say it's not a good thing, but what happened is that for someone that, maybe like say is in the middle class or lower class, etc. When you see that kind of a thing, this is a visa and my son can get a visa. You start selling all your stuff. You start doing this, whereas you don't know what you're luring yourself into, because by the time you pay all that visa, you have a postgrad. So 5 families that after the 18,000 school fees, they will give them post-study visa. And to do that post-study visa, each head, if you have 5 families, each head of that family will pay £2,000. I have our former general secretary that has 5 kids. And I know that he told me that, President, I've just paid the £10,000 to activate the 2-year post-studies. The 2-year post-studies that you're going to be working, you'll be able to make money. But in order for you to make that £10,000, it's not just working. The UK government, they will take as much, if you get paid £10, they will make sure they take £4 out of that £10 by tax. That is the way it is. So what it is that I specifically said it that the video is advice and warning. We want people to come to this country, but it's just like someone just you're just jumping without looking where you're jumping into. You know, it's very important whether someone is single, whether you're a student. You know, a lot of Nigerians, I can see families that they're not even here to study. They don't want to study. They just want to bring their kid. And they have the opportunity that if they come through the study route, they would now, for someone that is a director in Nigeria, I've seen a family, the husband was a director, and there is one in Abuja. And the wife saw this opportunity that is going on with the UK, giving visa. And the wife just said, I'm taking the kids to UK. And the husband said, calm down, let's sit down and plan this. The lack of planning is what we Nigerians are going through right now, because we're just seeing that visa. We're thinking that visa, they're going to cut it off, but we're not planning. We sell our property back home. I will not advise anyone to sell your home, because you're selling your home. Coming to this country, we're all here immigrants. We're going to go back home. You should not sell your home, because you're going to regret it. This woman that lost 7,000 just went to pay that money to that landlord. That landlord disappeared. And to be honest with you, that woman is in array, is in a disarray now. So the question to you is basically that someone that is single, you want to come to UK, there's so many ways you can come to UK. And what that means is that if you want to come through the student route, you have to be ready to pay the school fees. The school fees is everybody that is here. I can tell you that in this meeting, we have every student from all some of the universities in Yorkshire. They will be able to tell you how much their school fees is. The school fees is around 15, 16, 18,000. Now, before you come down, the UK government will collect like 5,000 to 6,000 from you, and they will now do a scheduled payment for the remaining. The problem is that Nigerians here, they get put under pressure, because once they miss that payment, Once they miss a payment, the school will just lock them out from the system. And I can confirm to you that I've intervened on 3 occasions. So students, there was a student in Huddersfield, there was one in Bradford, and I believe there was one in Sheffield. The international school office has actually locked this student out because this student at that time, during the NSAS, his dad business was destroyed and etc. We were in the COVID-19. And this student was asking the international office that, please, can you give him some time? Another month. This person was doing PhD, which is costing this guy £45,000 for PhD. And they have to divide that money into 15,000, etc. like that. I have to intervene to that school that, what is going on with you people? We're in the COVID-19. A lot of people are going through hard time. Can you give this individual another time? Give him another week or something, 4 weeks. And they were able to listen to what we did. And immediately the student came back to me, he was very happy. The same thing happening to a student in Huddersfield. They've actually locked him out of the system because she missed a payment schedule for that month. This is after they have paid, out of 13,000, they have already paid almost 80% of it. I have to intervene. I wrote a letter, I wrote an email to that person that, what is going on with you? And they were able to open that account. So what I'm trying to say is that if you go through the student route, you have to make sure that you can pay your school fees, the remaining. And if you're coming here, the single students is very easy. We can always get them accommodation because they're student accommodation. But with the student accommodation, they do not accept families with kids or married because it's only a single room. So if you're coming as a single student, you have to understand that, okay, if you have the remaining, you're going to be working as a student. You only have 20 hours to work every week. How much do people get paid on support work and care work? It's not more than £10, at most £12. People are here, they can witness. I don't know how much, maybe they're paying, they don't even pay up to £15 an hour. They pay £9, £10. So if you work, we're live on this meeting. If you work 20 hours a week, multiply it by £10. That is £200 per week. That £200, you have to pay your bill. You have to eat. You have to do exactly until now, and you have to pay towards your payment schedule in the uni. That money is not enough. You understand? So what I'm thinking in terms of your question, someone that is single coming to this country, you can take the student route. The UK, as from April, they're going to be launching, there is a visa for teachers. They're now looking for teachers, which at the end of the day, this is what I know. They're going to be asking for more teachers. They need teachers in the UK. There's a visa for teachers, and there's some visas for other support work and etc. But you just have to be careful to make sure you don't run into scams. You understand? So what I'm saying, Mr. Olashile, is that single individual can come here. We have lots of our students that are single. They're not married. If you come as single, the pressure, the burden will be less. Because at the end of the day, you know that you're only feeding your mouth. You can get a student accommodation, which is in, but then you can find a way to see how you can make more money, obviously in an honest way, etc. like that. And that is my understanding. But if you're a family can come to UK. It's not a problem. If you have a family of 5 or 3, all the husband and the wife needs to do, just agree who's going to go first. Then someone will come down to UK. They will prepare the grant. They will look at the grant. They will understand the environment. This is what some Nigerians that have been doing. Some Nigerians are very wise. The husband will come first, which is the husband is the student, or the wife. They will look on the grant. They will understand the whole terrain. They will prepare the grant. And once they're settled, once they're ready to, they will now ask their family. Remember that if you're a student, you can still bring your spouse and children from Nigeria. They will grant it because it's part of the agreement. Anyway, so those are the two scenarios. Coming in as single, you can come in as single on a student visa. But on the other type of visa, I don't know how easy it can be, because some people have care visa, they have other type of visa, which is on the Home Office page or British Embassy page. So, but what I know is the student visa that people are coming, and those are the commitments. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was actually specifying on the students for masters.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Do we have any other questions? Any other question, please? You can come in. If you have any other questions, please. Mr. Donald Nwokolo, please come in, sir. Please.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Thanks very
before
much.
You go ahead, if you're not asking any more questions, please can you lower your hand with your tools, Mr. Aking? Unless you still have questions, Mr. Aking, please raise it up. Please, Mr. Donald Nwokolo, please go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Kolawole, and thanks for putting this together. And I hope that you keep growing in strength to drive this, to achieve the ultimate goal. Well done. Amen. And I'm just, can you hear me?
Sorry, your name, please.
My name is Donald.
Where are you joining us from?
Yeah, I'm joining from Nigeria. Of course, Lagos State.
Lagos State.
Yeah.
That's where the idea of Japa came from.
Exactly. Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So I just, like I said, thanks very much for all you've been doing, and I hope that you continue and don't relent.
Thank you.
And I stumbled across your video in a couple of searching for stuff on YouTube, and then I heard you talking about very important thing that people don't really want to hear, and also how important it is to make plans before you come over there, right? Especially when you have to leave so much that you're doing here in Nigeria.
Thank you.
You know, for the unknown. Yeah, but I get a bit worried because I've hooked in from when the conversation started today, and all I hear you guys say is about Yorkshire, and you didn't make mistake when you say if you're coming to Yorkshire. So that worries me to say that, is this a community for Yorkshire, and what happens to people in other counties? Is there a connection to this? If not, maybe I would like to know what advantage does people in other cities that are not within the Yorkshire community, how are they affected by this, or are they not part of this whole idea? Just so that I'm sure. And so that's basically my concern.
Thank you very much. Yes, and this is why this forum is just to remind everybody, this is the session for the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network, UKCIC, in the diaspora in Leeds, West Yorkshire. This is our first general meeting, 18th of February 2023, and we do our general meeting on a quarterly basis. Thank you very much, Mr. Donald. So the idea is that when I did the idea, I did it based on what we were seeing on the ground in Yorkshire, and now I now blow it up to everywhere in the whole of UK. The idea is that it depends on where you're coming from. So let's, for example, you're coming to Yorkshire. Yes, let's, for example, you plan to come to Yorkshire. Now you're going to be in Yorkshire in the next 2 months. All you need to do is just go on the Google, type in where you're going. Let's say you're going to Huddersfield or Bradford or Leeds. You type in Nigerian Community Yorkshire. Our organization will come up. Then you start talking to us. You just contact us. You're going to be coming to Yorkshire in the next month or 2 months. And you like to start talking to us about planning, about accommodation, settling down in the UK, etc. And by the time you go on our website, we help, as I said, we help with food jobs and accommodation. And then we will start talking to you. We start putting you in the right path. Please don't pay money to this. Even if we get to that stage, we can ask you to pay into our business account. We'll help you to pay for that person, which will show a traceability. Now, if you're going to London, there is no way I can give you information on London, but there is always a way for you to go on the system and type in Nigerian Community London, Kent, or Essex, or maybe Birmingham or Manchester. That will come up. And I can tell you that we have our umbrella organization, Kanook. And I'm going to show everybody our website. That is the Kanook website. Kanook, this is our umbrella body. We are a member, a delegate of Kanook. This is the Central Association of Nigerian UK Communities. Their office is the Nigerian High Commission, London. And this is a umbrella body for the Nigerian communities in the UK. So if you go onto this website, you'll be able to see their website. This is their website, Kanook. And once you go onto their website, you'll be able to see that is the president, Mr. Yoakife, and that is the ambassador, and that is Abika, and that's the president. Now, if you go to association, this is where you see all the delegates and association. Not every association is on Kanook. As you can see, once that comes up, let's have a look. You'll be able to see organizations that are under Kanook. Even if you call Kanook, if you call their hotline, they will be able to help you. Can everybody see my screen? I believe so.
Yes, we can.
Okay, let me try and see, because what I want to, exactly. So once you go to the association logo, you can see our organization there, Nigerian Yorkshire. That is our organization. If you're going to Manchester, Nigerian Community Manchester. If you're going to Rochdale, Greenwich in London, Surrey, Nottingham, Essex, Oxford, Exeter, East London. If you're going to Brent, if you're going to South Wales, and we have other associations over there. So what I'm saying is that whenever you're coming to an organization, it depends on where you're going. It depends on where you're going. If you're going to, let's say Scotland. Let's say you're going to Scotland. Yeah, you will go to Scotland, and all you need to do is basically type in. If you type in Nigerian Community Scotland, something will come up. If something does not come up, you just have to go back to Kanook, and Kanook will. So you can see that I've just typed in Nigerian Community Scotland and it has come up, even if it's their Facebook. So if you're going to Scotland, you're going to uni in Scotland, you just go to their Facebook, find their contact, talk to them, they will start talking to you. That is the way you communicate. But the communication I'm sending out is to tell you that this is the approach every community should be taking. But what I cannot give to you is what is the rent rate in Scotland? What is the rent rate in Manchester? So, for example, I've just typed in Nigerian Community Manchester, and you see Nigerian Community Manchester Association will come up. And the next thing for you to do is just talk to them. Talk to them, contact them, and start talking to them that you're coming to Manchester. You need their support. You need to be able to make sure that they can guide you on accommodation, on how to get a job, and etc. And definitely, they will definitely do that. So that is the idea. This is our own website, which is our Nigerian Community Yorkshire, and this is our own website. And our own website is there. Our contact is there, and we even have an app, basically. So this is to show you that if you come to UK, it's very easy to make contact. It's very easy to network, and basically, it's very easy for you to mix up with Nigerians. And you're not alone. You're within the one Nigerian community. But the best thing for you is to make that contact with any Nigerian community for the area you are actually going. I believe that actually answers your question.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Any other question, please? Any other question? Any other question? This is an opportunity for everybody. So just to reiterate again, please, Nigerian community, if you're looking for any association, Kanuk is there, and they can always help you. Nigerian Community Manchester is there, you know, if you're going to Manchester, and Kanuk website is always there. So that is it. So let me go back. Is there any other question? Any other question on the JAPA video? Because that's why we are doing. That's one of the reasons why I've invited people to come down. Do we have any other question on NYCN activities, program of events, volunteering, joining a membership, etc.? Do we have any other question? It's very good that we have a very good understanding of what we need if we want to join the Nigerian community, Yorkshire. We have members on our Telegram, but if you want to be a subscriber, we have everything on our platform to give you an opportunity to be a subscriber to the organization. Okay, so I think there's no question. Okay, Mr. A. King, please. Sorry, before I go to that, Mr. Ololade Esther, please. Ololade Esther, how are you? Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Well done.
Well done, sir. More grace.
Thank God. Thank you.
My question is it true that there is full scholarship for masters in UK?
Okay, just bear with us.
All right, sir.
Okay, bear with us. Okay, so your question is that what was the question on scholarship? Sorry, your name and where you joining us from?
I'm Adisa Ololade from Nigeria.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right, sir. My question is it true that there is full scholarship for masters at UK?
Well, you see, to what I know, I don't think that they have scholarship. But is anybody here, any of the students here, can you shed more light on maybe there's a scholarship for? Because from what I know, the university, they don't give scholarship. They don't give scholarship, but you can only get scholarship from Nigeria. I might be wrong, but if anybody is inside the room, can you shed more light on this? Do UK give scholarship or not? Anybody?
Yeah, I think you already said it. Yeah.
Okay. Hello?
You can get.
Yeah, hold on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think you already said it. You can get from Nigeria because I tried an application and I was awarded a B2 scholarship as part of the payment plan. So I think you can get from Nigeria, but I don't know how it works.
Yeah. Because anybody wants to contribute to that?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Go on. Please.
Okay.
You tell us your name. Tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Rokiba. I'm studying at the University of York. I'm actually an international student ambassador there.
Thank you.
So in terms of getting scholarship, one thing we have to come to terms with is that UK is not very generous when it comes to funding for master's degree. So most of the time you get partial funding and not full funding, and you still have to cater for your accommodation and all of that. So if you're looking for fully funded scholarship, it might be difficult. And for those that are even fully funded, Chevening, Rhodes, and all of that, you have to be careful because of the condition that comes with it. Because for Chevening, when you're done, you have to go back to Nigeria. So if you're looking for a way to JAPA, Chevening might not be the best scholarship for you because you still have to go back to Nigeria to spend like 2 years. So generally, you mostly get partial funding and not full funding in the UK.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rokiba. Thank you so much from the University of York. That is what. So the idea is to contribute. Everybody can contribute because I can only give what I know, but some people are they are in the environment. So that is the answer. I hope that answers your question, Mrs. Esther Ololade.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. Anybody with question? Mr. A. King, please.
Yeah, I want to find out, sir, for volunteering, what is the requirement to join the association as a volunteer? What are the requirements?
Thank you. Thank you very much. So volunteering, are you on our platform?
Absolutely, I'm on it.
Thank you.
And yeah, my wife is asking me if she can join as a volunteer. So I'm asking on her behalf.
Yes, I think we can do that. So the idea is that once you go on our platform, what I try to advise people, and I'm always a very honest person. At times, when I say some things, I say it. This is the true thing. The reason why this organization has been successful is that anybody that does not know how to handle Nigerians, you will not be successful. Our Nigerians have been in, as I said, more than 10 years now. And whenever we do things, I have to be very strict. I have to say it as it is. And because if you don't do that, some people will ride over you. Some people will not take it serious. Joining a volunteer, what you can do, Mister, is basically that. Go back on the Telegram. You can scroll up. Even on the Telegram, on the top right-hand corner, there are 3 dots. If you click that, click search and put in volunteering. That will take you back to pages of where we discuss volunteering and the links. And if you click the link and you fill in the volunteering, we will get back to you on that. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay. Then for anyone who wants to join the Telegram group, what is the process? How do we get the link?
To join the Telegram group, I think I sent the link to Mr. Ahmed Taiwo. That's the General Secretary for Sheffield Alarm and Blessing. But if you can send me a WhatsApp, I will send you the link to join the Telegram. And basically, you can pass it over. What we're trying to do is that we're trying to, as I've said, part of the goals of our moving is moving our WhatsApp steadily to Telegram. Telegram is more manageable, is better, it has lots of tools, and WhatsApp is something that if anybody joined the Telegram today, you can go back and see any messages that has been missed. So this is the, so if you go back to the Telegram, and you'll be able to get more. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody that has any questions? Any question, please. If you're not asking questions, try to click the tool to bring down your hand so that we know. Please, I would like to join the Telegram too. Okay. So what I can do is that in order for anybody to join the Telegram, you have to be in the UK or you are about to come to Yorkshire. What we try to do is that I have to make that clear. The Telegram and the WhatsApp are for people, students, businesses that are already in the UK, in Yorkshire. If you're about to come to UK in the next month and you've already applied, you've already collected your visa, then you can join the platform or you can contact us on admin@nycn.org.uk. Go to our website. Our website is there, www.nycn.org.uk, and we'll be able to attend to you. I'm going to look at the chat now, and then just to read some of the questions in the chat. So I would love to join the Telegram. iPhone, I don't know, I can't find the name. If you're in the UK, we can add you. Please send us a message. Send us a message. We'll be able to add you to the Telegram. Send us a message on admin@nycn.org.uk, and then we'll be able to add you. So I'm just put it to join Telegram, and just to make sure that you have to be in the UK before we can add you onto our Telegram. I'm just typing in the email address so that you can send it to us. And you have to be in the UK in order to join our Telegram or WhatsApp. I'm trying to look at, I would like to join. So please, yeah, it's very important that you are in the UK because it's a Telegram and WhatsApp for the organization in the diaspora. Around home development and home service also as long as tuition. Okay. So if there's any question that I'm missing, I'm just looking at the chat to make sure that I can address. So Princess Edeke, for the zoo visit, if we live close to Doncaster, can we meet up at the zoo, and do we need to pay for the visit? Yes, we can meet up at the zoo, but I want you to remember that part of the package for the coach and the zoo is what people are paying for, because you cannot enter the zoo not until you get your ticket. You have to buy the ticket. And what we're trying to do is that as long as people pay the package, then NYCN will pay the remaining, which is the zoo ticket, because you need a one-day zoo ticket in order for you to attend the zoo on the 8th of April. That's during the Easter. That's very important. And there is a message from Chile, Chile Messi Osuji, joining from Astor, Allgate Road, York. Okay, thank you very much. Do we have any other questions? Any other questions? Otherwise, I will carry on. And it's 1840 in the UK and 1940 in Nigeria. Okay, if there's no more question at the moment, I think, does anybody has any question? Any of the committees, any of etc. Any questions around NYCN activity? Any question that you need explaining, you want us to explain to you now? Please, I want people to ask questions. Mr. Banky, is that Mr. Banky? Mr. Banky is one of our active. Mr. Banky has been to Nigeria, and maybe you'll come back from York. You'll come back to York now, Mr. Banky. Okay. So, okay, all right. So what we need to do is basically that we're going to be highlighting some of the next activities. As I said, our next project now is the Easter activity. Our food share program continues because our food share program is very, very important, and we want to make sure that the food share program. Yeah, we want to make sure that the food share program is there for people to access. And I want to make sure that I explain the food share program clearly again. You have to register on our food share program in order for you to receive free food from us. We bring food to Sheffield, we bring food to Leeds, all over some areas, but what we need support. The organization, if you're in a far place, you just need to make sure that you come down. I think I'm going to discuss there is an activity that is coming. This is a Zoom activity, which I have not been able to. So we are going to be celebrating the Nigerian Yorkshire International Women's Day on the 11th of March. And the reason why organization we're so keen in this is basically to always support our women, in this society of 21st century. And we always say that, wherever there is a successful woman, there's men there. Where there's a successful man, there's always women. So we need to always support each other, both from the male side and the female side, and etc. like that, or family. So we are having that event on the 11th of March, and we would like to invite everybody, please. We have sent the Zoom link out. I'm going to put the Zoom link on the YouTube as well, so that you can join us. And we have up to 8 guest speakers. These are prominent guest speakers that have been with us, and they're going to be shedding light on the theme, embracing our key fundamentals, identity, core values, attitude within our homes and community. So please, I want us to take note of that, 11th of March on Zoom. And we have sent all the links out to everybody on Telegram, on WhatsApp, on our social media. It's on our website as well, if you want to know much about us. Thank you very much on that. Okay. Is there anything else I need to talk about? Mrs. Kweju, is there anything that I need to mention? Anything? Mr. Subai, are you there? If there's anything that we need to mention, it's very important. Mr. Gbenga, if there's anything we need to mention, please. This is the opportunity. And I want to remind us, please, let's put all our names onto the chat, where our name and where we're joining us from, because our secretariat will be doing a minute for this general meeting. It's very important as a record. All right. Okay. If there is no any other, Mr. Abik, how are you? So let me introduce you to Mr. Abik. He's one of our volunteers representing, helping us with food share. Mr. Abik, can you say a bit? We'll give you 1 minute to introduce yourself and why have you decided to be volunteering for NYC and what have you benefited? Please, Mr. Abik Ebenezer is a student, master student, already completed master student of the University of Bradford. Mr. Abik, please go ahead.
Yes,
how are you?
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can't see your face.
Yeah, I'm on the road, that's why.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I've been in the meeting all through, and I've heard everything you said, which is really solid. First, I want to thank you for the opportunity that you've given. It's a very great platform, I must say. In terms of welfareism, in terms of being able to settle, I think the motto of the organization is actually delivery. I decided to volunteer from, I think I've been a volunteer since 2021 October, and it was from the first day I couldn't believe my eyes that you could actually get food for free, which was just the first of the things that I got as a volunteer, other than the fact that you're able to get food suppliers, which will take a lot of burden away from you, considering the fact that there's so many expenses that you have to deal with in the UK. So the consistency was there. I could feed myself without having to pay a dime. I could tell you for a fact that since 2021 till now, I don't think I spent a kobo on rice and some supplies like that. Not one kobo, only on some essentials that I can't get. That's one thing. Also, in terms of accommodation, for many of us that's already on the platform, you would have seen that a lot of people come out with testimonies, especially when it comes to getting an accommodation. It's not very funny here in the UK most of the time, but we've been doing a lot when it comes to that as well, because by the time you see that things are much more easy, we just refer us, just come and meet you, explain what the problem is, just drop it on a platform, so many things, and then you are able to sort it out. In terms of job as well, it feels like it's too easy, but that's the truth. I can remember one of the times here when I was very desperate. I hadn't worked for a month, and I just came for one of the events that we had. That's when we went to the beach then, and I spoke to one or two people there, and then they told me to just, drop my contact. And before you know it, they signed me up in less than a week. I got a healthcare job, and I was getting shifts like, tomorrow. I think Mr. Spike can actually attest to that, because he was one of the people that really helped us out and things like that. So in terms of settling to the UK, it's not very easy. But in terms of familiarizing yourself with your people, moving around with, as in like just uniting with your people, you're doing a very, very good job. That I'll tell you for a fact. So thank you very, very much, sir. Thank you. Being a volunteer is a very, very welcome experience. I would also advise anybody who wants to, please, we are really, really hoping that you can join and then give us your best so that everybody can be comfortable. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's Mr. Abik. Very, very active volunteer. The idea of whenever we're distributing food in Bradford, I can tell you that we have a lot of our Nigerian families and students in Bradford. And I'm not going to stand here and say, I'm always happy. I'm always happy to join, Bradford. And whenever we do what we try to do, if you're not talking, commit yourself. It's very important. So we have lots of food we distribute in Bradford. And I will just bring out a quick thing. This is what we do in Bradford. This is what we do. But we have some other of where we students, our Nigerian families, because, you know, as Mr. Ebenezer said, whenever you receive food of 30 to 40 pounds, let's say every week or every 2 weeks. That takes you a long way. That takes you a long way, rather than for you to go and spend. And just to let you know, we normally get gari, rice, and etc. You know, basically that from time to time we help our Nigeria. So these are more or less like the basic stuff that will help families. Nigerian food, I can tell you, is one of the most expensive food in the whole of UK. When you see that picture, when you see oil, all those things are very expensive. So all those things that are put in that bag, I can tell you that that's around, let's say, 15 to 20 to 25 pounds. Because that rice alone, that's 2 kilograms. So whenever you're coming to UK, this is part of what we said. You know, it's not about coming to UK, it's about your planning. How are you going to eat? If you're bringing 5 families, remember that, you know, that you have to be getting lots of food and etc. So Nigerian foods are very, very expensive. I can tell you that. They're very, very expensive. This is what adds to your costs. So you that go and do 20 hours a week, rather than for you to be spending that money on food, we can help you with free food until we stabilize you. And the way we pack our food is to make sure that, you know, everybody is, you know, we normally pack them in a case that, so this is an example of a Sheffield alarm. Sheffield alarm, when we went to Sheffield to give them food, that's one of our Mr. Toby. So we pack all those food inside there. So that food you get in there, you're getting a food of 35 to 40 pounds, you know, and it's one of those things that we do to make sure that we want to help. That is the aim of this organization, to continue to help Nigerian families with food and help them to get jobs and etc. like that. So, and this is why for me, I'm very happy to make sure that we continue to do our work. And just to bring this up on the screen as well, you know, showing you some of our pictures when we had a courtesy visit to London, the Nigerian High Commission ambassador in 7th of July. And that's the ambassador there, Ambassador Tuji Sarafadin. That's His Excellency. So we went to present our logo to the ambassador, and with all our delegates that were in that area, and it was an honor for us. So our organization continues to grow, and you know, we're not perfect, but you know, with God and Allah, at the end of the day, we can do things better. All we need is that if you can volunteer for us, there is always rewards for volunteering. You know, we get lots of stuff. You know, when it comes to food, we get lots of, and I want us to continue to encourage ourselves. If we see our friends there, and this is what Mrs. Jumoke did. We didn't know that there was a talent hiding inside Bradford, which is Mrs. Adepoju. And now we're able to fish her out, and she's now working as part of the publicity and marketing volunteer. You know, so what we need to do is that look at your friend, tell them, talk to them, tell them that this organization only needs passionate people. We don't need people that you know, will just come basically all because they just want to come and collect something. We want people that wants to give to the community. Thank you very much. Okay, it's 7 minutes to 7, and we need to be rounding up. Does anybody ask any other question? I was expecting that I was going to get lots of questions on JAPA, the project video 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is the pandemic one. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing more videos on how we can help Nigerians. Very important. I want to try and make use of this. I want to try and make use of this opportunity to make sure that we say a very huge thank you to our sponsors. We cannot all our activities have been there all because. So we can only say thank you to Leeds Community Foundation that is going to be funding all our projects for 2023. We have to say thank you to Amarat Health Living Center It's very important. We have to say thank you to Tesco, head office, all the Tesco in Yorkshire that have been giving us food, Morrison, Booker's, KFC, Nando's, you know, and thanks to all our organizations we partner with. Chris Kenori's Healthcare Recruitment Agency. We'd like to thank all our partners, Afrogrocer. Afrogrocer is a Nigerian shop in the UK, and Divine Exchange is one of the churches we work with, Amazing Life Church, you know, and Revival Generation. So we thank God for that, and we thank them for their support. Our next meeting, I can tell you, and let me look at it now, because I want to put it, I want to make sure it's in this minute. Our next meeting, just bear with me. Let me see, maybe I can find it. I always do when our next meeting schedule. So our next general meeting is going to be on the 28th of May. It's going to be on the 28th of May, 2023, 5 p.m. on Zoom. So I want us to understand that, please. And we're going to be sending messages out and minutes and etc. So it's very good that we put that. So next, our next general meeting is on the 20th of May, 2023 at 5 p.m. That's on Zoom. So I want everybody to put that date down. Please continue to check our website, continue to send us messages. And if there's anybody that needs support on coming to UK, we're always here to help you. Even if you're not in our community or you're not coming to our area, we will give you an advice. We will refer you to the community that you're going to. There is a question from iPhone. I don't know who. They said, please, is there a specific date for sharing of food month for people in Bradford? Well, we were in Bradford today. I was in Bradford a couple of days ago to share food. So as long as you're on our Telegram, because we give a live update on, we don't have a date. We cannot plan a date, not until we receive the food. So as we receive the food, that is when we schedule the date. Mr. Donald Wokolo, please, question.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Klawale, for the time so far. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Mr. Klaw, this is quite specific and maybe personal or impersonal. You know, just wanted to get a question. So talking about this Japa issue, I'm at the middle, right? I want to go, I don't want to go. And going is because I feel like I'm very experienced. I've worked for about 14 years in various finance capacity as a finance manager, head of finance, financial controller, and right now, head of finance manager for a fintech. And I've been moving along all this while. And of course, you know, in Nigeria, you can be in a particular position and it's just a name of title, but the pay may not really take you home, right? Yeah. But so far, you know, graciously, I've moved up and, you know, for the purpose of clarity, so that you sort of understand what I'm saying and what I'm asking. I currently earn about 1.5 million naira net, right? And if you want to say...
Is that in pounds?
No. I wish.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, amen, to happen. So I currently earn that. And, you know, you also want to add maybe a little bit more than that, because I also, I'm also hold the head of finance for a company that I've left, but they just haven't replaced anybody. They still want me to help them hold that unit to couple with the place I work. So it's not been easy, but of course, I've been pushing on. And of course, I have people that I also take care of. Okay. So, you know, I keep talking about, you know, the need to go abroad to sort of add more knowledge to my experience. A couple of times I've tried to run some online degrees, MBAs that I've even started here in Nigeria. I've paid over 1.something million naira, and then I end up stopping it along the way because I really don't have time. And of course, you know, the more you go up with work and business, you don't have time for some things. So I feel like maybe a full-time thing will give me sort of what I want and also to help me go up. But then the fear comes to say, okay, you earn about 1.something million naira. And of course, that's not a small money when it comes to Nigerian currency. And then I'm moving to somewhere, which already, of course, I'm not moving there because of anything. I already have plans that maybe, you know, I'll come with some sort of dependent that will be doing the full-time work and I'll be schooling and doing the bit I can do. So I'm just very optimistic about the market. seeing some opportunities I see online on LinkedIn, and some of my friends telling me the good and the bad. And some saying, guy, when you come, you have to humble yourself and pack shit. And I'm like, I'm not going to pack that shit. You know, the healthcare thing. So this fear keeps coming up. And at the same time it comes, I get gingered again and encouraged, because if you look at it now, the situation in Nigeria is not looking too good. And, you know, there's a point in everybody's life that it seems like if you don't make a decision now, when it comes to tomorrow in the future, you will not regret, why did you take that decision yesterday? And by the time you want to take the decision tomorrow, it would have been very costly, you know. And of course, that's what I'm going through right now, because last year I got an admission. His tuition fee was very low, about 9,700. But when I defer to this year, the tuition fee is now 13,000 pounds. So you see that it's rising for every decision that I do not take. Yeah. But then most importantly is the fear of what surrounds me. And, you know, I just wanted to just cough this out at this last minute. I thought I would hold back to myself, but, you know, you said people are not asking questions about JAPA. There are a lot of questions, just I didn't want to bug you guys with, you know, personal stories. So I wanted to look at my case from the point where you see it and for the fact that I've been here for a long time. You know, what would you just say? Come or don't come? I mean, I just want you to be unbiased about the situation, really. You know, yeah, that's my point.
Thank you. Thank you. This is a very good question. And you know, basically that before I go ahead, I've actually incorporated the JAPA analysis question and answer into this section already. So anybody that has JAPA question, please ask, because it's very important. It's the one I did. So to answer your question, Mr. Nwokolo, is that you have a very good job in Nigeria. Am I correct? Yeah.
Yes, I do. But of course, I don't feel all happy on the same job. I always change job. Last year, I changed job for about 3 jobs in a year. Yeah. You know, that was my 3rd job.
You see, what it is that moving to UK is good. Taking that part is good. But, you know, if you want to come to UK, make sure that you build up your financial backing. Finance is everything in the UK. You see, when we look at today's rate now, as of yesterday, is 928 naira to £1. Now, if you to come to UK, even if you bring 10,000 pounds, or sorry, if you have 10 million, that is around maybe 10,000 pounds. Now, you need to plan yourself. If you're coming alone or with your family, and if you're coming to Yorkshire, the average rent for 3 bedrooms or two bedrooms, let's say 2 bedrooms, you're looking at around 650 to 700 to 800 pounds. And that is excluding bill. So the bottom line, what I can say is that if you know that you have a mind of coming, you can always come, but you need to plan yourself carefully. And you need to make sure that your finances is very strong. You don't want to get here, at least for the first 3 months to 6 months, you want to be able to say, okay, I can feed myself. Even if you're here, if you're in Yorkshire, we will always support with food. But, you know, when it comes to bills, when it comes to paying the rent, these are where Nigerians are falling down. When it comes to getting everyday job, because the support work that is going on at the moment, there is no everyday job. Some people will just do the training. I've seen people that they've done training and they've not been able to get a job. The job is not there because the care job and the support work market is saturated with lots of people, immigrants, not only Nigerians, that are taking that role. So you want to look at it, basically, that if you're going to be coming to UK, make sure you have a very strong financial background. It's very, very important. Because if you don't have that, that would really affect you. Remember that the way you have a very good job in Nigeria, although you're moving from one company, but you're still earning 1.2 million, something like that. And 1.2 million in the UK now, at the end of the day, how much is that when we look at it? So it's around there, yeah, it's around there 1,000 pounds or 1,200. If you're earning, so 1,000 pounds in the UK, are you going to be 1,200 or 1,500? Are you going to be able to earn that when you get to UK in a month? That is the question, you know. And UK now, you know, whatever student visa you're getting, you're restricted to a particular type of job. You cannot do a bank job. You cannot do any job like project manager job. No, you cannot do that. You're restricted. The tier 4 visa is restricted to a particular jobs that you can do. So so the way UK has designed it is that residents and British citizens and people that are naturalized British citizens, they're always restricted to a particular role. That is my understanding. Does that answer your question, Mr. Okolo?
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. But I will advise you, if you're trying to come, make sure you do your planning very well. I can see someone with midday. Where are you joining us from? Please.
Good evening, sir. This is Olamide.
Olamide, how are you? Well
I'm
done.
fine, thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I mean, what you've just, the question as you've just answered it is, I mean, it's been excellent. However, I also wanted to, I was just thinking in my mind, since he hands a good, I mean, relatively he hands very well in Nigeria, another option he could think to explore would be for him to maybe send his wife and his kids down first. So like maybe the wife comes here as a student while he still continues working in Nigeria. And then, I mean, he already has a visa as a dependent anyway. So then he can have that time to evaluate whether he wants to leave his job completely or not, you know. At least with his wife here, and I mean, the wife has a job, limited 20 hours, but that way, at least he has some sort of peace of mind that, okay, his family is not in Nigeria, because majorly that's what we all want, and that's why we are doing all this jackpot thing, right? So, I mean, he could explore that option, send his family down first while he holds on his job, and I mean, that way, when he's the only one in Nigeria, he's able to also still save more and be able to support his family from Nigeria. And then eventually he can make his decision whether he wants to leave or he doesn't want to leave, or he just wants to be going in and coming out, you know.
Yeah, I think, thank you very much.
Mr. President, sir, I have something to contribute.
Can you raise your hand? Can you raise your hand, please?
Okay.
Because I want you to raise your hand. And do you want to add to that, Abby?
Very well, yes, sir.
Okay, so all because you want to add to that, I'm going to jump onto you to add to that because we need more contribution to that. Before I go ahead, that is Mrs. Olamide. That is our project secretary. Obviously, work with projects, work with me closely on events and social events. So thank you very much, Mrs. Olamide. Please, Mrs. Fidila, if I call your name rightly, please, can you contribute to that question from Mr. Nwokolo? Please go ahead.
Okay, yeah, Ms. Olamide said the man could stay behind and then bring his family, that's the wife and the kids. And the wife is a student. So I just wanted to ask, if the wife is a student, how then does she go to school and then leave the kids at home? Who takes care of the kids?
Okay, so so the way it works is that part of the messages on the Jackpot video is that if you're going to be coming to UK with kids, there is no house help here. And you cannot just leave your kids without attending to them. Kids are even more important than you in this country. If you don't drop your kids at the right time, if the school said the kids must be at school 8 o'clock, if you don't, you get a kind of a warning. If you don't pick your school up or you're running, maybe you're late in a taxi, maybe in the traffic, the school will give you warning. And if not, they will call the social security. So part of the planning of coming to UK is planning your finances, planning your children, and making sure that, okay, if you're going to be, so in that case where someone is going to send the wife, they have to find a way to plan it. Some of the courses that some people do, they don't do it every day, etc. But I think you're right. You're right. This is one of the most things that everybody, we're trying to tell people that if you're coming with the children, make sure that you do your planning properly. Don't think that otherwise you have to, otherwise, if you don't look after the children, if you don't do this, you know, there's always social security, there's always, you know, they can report you. So I think you're right in there. There's going to be planning towards the children, who's going to be taking them to school. If the children are more than maybe 10 years, 11 years, or something, maybe 8 years or something like that, some children can start going to school themselves, because there is a certain age of when you can take the school and pick the children at school in the UK, which is, I believe, that is around 8 years or 9 years. After that, once their children are more than 8 years or 9 years, they can start walking home and coming to school themselves. But still, we have to make sure mommy is at home, the parent is at home, or a carer is at home. So you're right. Thank you very much. Mr. Ola, please go ahead.
Okay, yeah. As you rightly said, I think.
Yeah, please, can you introduce your name and where you're joining us
from? I'm Olashile. I'm joining from Lagos.
Oh, that's Mr. Olashile again. Okay. How are you? Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah, so you rightly mentioned and stated earlier as regards how to go about it. From my own view or perspective, I just see it as a whole lot or more of kind of a burden to the wife and the children, because how is she gonna cope with the children with schooling and all of that? And then she's definitely gonna be working as well. So it's a lot of work on our own part. But when we look at it from the side of finances, at least he earns a lot of money compared to people like, say, someone like me that I'm not even spending anything close to that.
Yeah.
So, like, what I can just say is that if you can build, as you rightly said, if you can build its financial status, if you can build it to a very something big, something that you would be okay with at least for like 3-6 months before you get something doing and all of that.
Yeah.
I think you would be comfortable, you would be okay with that. At least you would be able to build that financial status to a certain level whereby you will feel very comfortable. That's my own take.
No, thank you very much. I think you're very correct. You see, the major thing about people moving to UK, which we always advise them, and I will still do more sessions, is to put their children on one side and put the finances on the other side. You have to plan all those things, all those two things carefully. You cannot just come. It's better for you to come as a single, prepare the ground before you start bringing the children and your other partner. Because as long as you get children involved in your traveling, now your schedule is full. So you have a schedule for the finance, for the children, and for your uni. And you're struggling to say you need to pay the school fees back. You want to be working more hours and etc. But who's going to take care of the kids? And so it's an idea for people to build into. Coming with children is a good thing, but you have to take them as a priority. And basically in a way that you cannot leave any children unattended to here. Basically, because if they get discovered, the Social Security in the UK will flag it up. The police will flag it up. They will take the children off you. And then they will say that you're not a responsible parent. No matter how. There's nothing you can tell them because children is a high priority in the UK. So you see some people that they have a very good plan. They came here first. And even some people, their husband and wife, they have 3 children or 2 children. The husband and wife will come here first. They will leave the children with their family. They will be going to school there. And once they settle down, they will just bring the children. That is a very good plan. Don't rush in bringing the children here if you don't have any plan for them. Because the stress they will put on you, it's one of those things. It's not that, okay, we're meant to have stress with children. It's not a problem. But you need to make sure you put them inside your plan. Whatever you do, if you're going out, and remember that children, they can go to school Monday to Friday. Saturday, they want to go to cinema. They want to go to arcade center. They want to do this. Otherwise, they will be disturbing you. So it's all those things that you need to build together. And so, Mr. Gbenga Shonubi, please. Next question. Mr. Gbenga Shonubi, you're on mute. Go on.
I think
we cannot hear you. Your mic is distorting and we cannot hear you. We cannot hear you.
Stop by Mrs. Judea. What Mrs. Mary said earlier.
Mr. Gbenga, your mic is distorting and we cannot hear you at all. It's breaking. It's breaking. It's still breaking. No, we cannot hear you. Okay, so we're gonna move to the anybody with questions? Anybody with any questions? Anybody with any questions? Okay. I think we are 14 minutes past 7 now. We're gonna be close. Cannot hear you, Mr. Gbenga. Your phone is distorting. To be honest, it's distorting. Yeah, we cannot hear you at all. To be honest. Okay. So what we're going to do is that we're going to end this. It's 15 minutes past 7. And I know that a lot of people want to go to work. I would like to say thank you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you at all. Your phone is distorting. Sorry. I don't know why. So we would like to say thank you to everybody and for attending and for the updates on the project on the Japa, we will be doing a next version hopefully soon to make sure that we can do a video or a session where we can help Nigerians to plan themselves, to advise them, and hopefully in the next meeting we'll be putting together a meeting basically to see how we can invite people that have joined the Japa channel so that we can continue to help them. There is a lot that we can use to help Nigerians back home and how they can get to UK safely. And once they plan themselves out, please don't be blind with all these things. Don't ignore all this advice and warning, because even if you come here yourself, you'll be able to realize what we're talking about. So I would like to say thank you to everybody. Finishing this up, I would like to call Mrs. Mide. Please, Mrs. Mide, let me bring you up. If you can give us a closing prayer for today, please. Closing prayer for today.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Let us pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, we want to thank you for this beautiful session that we have had. Thank you for making it a productive one. Thank you for all the questions and all the information we have gotten.
Amen.
We pray that you help us to make good use of this information in Jesus' name.
Amen.
You provide for everyone, and you will keep each and every one of us to see many more of these meetings, as well as achieve all the events that we have planned in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen.
In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. So thank you very much for everything that everybody has attended. We really appreciate your attendance today, and we hope to see you. Thank you very much, and good evening.
Check the distance. Let me check it now. When you have been pressing and be calling to 3, you don't know it's slow. Let me start.